Virgos, welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. We are going to do a fun little tarot spread for you today all about career and finances. So happy to have you all with me. Please do keep in mind, as with all general YouTube readings, not everything I say is going to resonate with all the Virgos out there. Please only take away messages for your best and highest good. You will know intuitively what those are. Anything that doesn't seem to resonate, you can push it aside, you can release it. And only take on messages that strike a chord with you, essentially. That being said, sometimes messages do take a few weeks, a few months, sometimes a few days to resonate, right? So if later down the line something strikes a chord, fantastic. That means it was your message, okay? Everything else you're going to want to know will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using, as well as the social media channels, how to check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, etc. If you do want additional messages or more clarity on anything I present to you here today, check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. That will help you out a lot. And other than that, we're going to hop in for career and finances. What does Virgo need to know about career and finances coming up? So this is non-date specific. Whenever you view this message is when you were meant to view it. For Virgo. Let's hop in. Wow, this is so funny. Both bottom of your decks. Can't make this up. Trying to show it to you. You have the Magician twice. Awesome. So that is Virgo energy, Virgo and Gemini. So you may have that in your chart, but he or she is the ultimate manifester, right? All the tools you have are right in front of you. They're sat there right on your table, Virgo. As above, so below, when he points his wand to the sky. Essentially, some of you are channeling messages from universe, from spirit, on what to do, like in this tangible life, in the tangible realm, in terms of your financial goals, your career. Everything that you need to succeed is right there in front of you. It has to do with checking in with yourself and having that insight of the idea in your mind to essentially to channel outwardly, right? With the physical tools on your table, the cups, pentacles, swords, and what am I missing? And wands, essentially. Very cool, Virgo. So in your past, you have the Six of Swords coming up. So this is movement forward. This is movement on, essentially, and wherever you were at for potentially a long time, you gained all the lessons that you could possibly gain out of it. So it's like it's time for the new chapter. Sometimes the in-between, it's like this stagnation because you've been somewhere so long that mentally you're just starting to feel kind of conflicted, or because the Five of Swords comes before that, which is sometimes petty conflict. Yeah, it's like you've been there so long that like it's gone sour. Things that used to not bother you at all, they're starting to bother you, and you're just kind of like in this meh energy. So this is saying in the past, potentially for some of you, like forward movement. It's time to move on with the knowledge you've gained from potentially this job, this role, this title. Even in college, like this course, it's like, okay, it's time for you to fly onto the next thing. Literally on your broomstick, right? This reminds me of Hocus Pocus, right? There's like 3 witches there. I love that movie. Anyway, all right, so clarifying this forward movement on. Queen of Pentacles, I love it. The Queen of Money, Capricorn energy. So yeah, Virgo, it's saying that it's time to move on because ultimately you're sitting on funds that aren't going to grow in the current environment, in the current job, or you're just not getting anywhere. There's stagnation here, so it's time to ultimately expand your intellectual your realm, your thoughts, to gain more new knowledge, to seek out new opportunities, because there's going to be money involved, right? This could be going to a new employer. This could be seeking out new opportunities that have more of a solid foundation to them, like a company that's been in business for a longer time. Some of you may be leaving like a startup that just like it's spinning its wheels, it's not getting anywhere, and again, you're getting frustrated now. Like maybe you came in with some zest and like, hey, this is cool and I'm on board and I love your idea, and now it's like, but where's my paycheck? Like I need some, yeah. So the good news is I think that's what you're headed towards. Very cool. So in your present, Virgo, you have the Hermit. This is your card, so I love this for you, Virgo. You're being true to yourself ultimately. You're knowing when to cut your losses and be like, you know what, like I gotta do me, like I gotta pay rent, so like this isn't working out, I'm gonna do me, right? That's what you're doing, Virgo. So you may be, if you left a job or a person, a position, whatever, you might be doing a little bit of that soul searching, which is what your card stands for, ultimately seeking truths from within. But what it has to do with, Virgo, it's aligning to your desire, to your ideas of double magicians of what you want to manifest. It's funny, I said this to Capricorn as well because they had like twin energy, like different decks, same card. Might be dealing with a Capricorn. But more importantly, you might be meeting somebody along your journey who it's like they hold a mirror to you. They're like, or they're the yin to your yang, the masculine to your feminine. And it may have to do with meeting a person who's a good mix or a good blending for you guys, because you ultimately want the same thing. You desire the same goals. You have the same tools in your shed maybe, but maybe you're, this is a weird way of phrasing it. I'm not borrowing from the deck here. This is your like intuitive reading here. That you have all the same tools, but you use them differently and like bring different things to the table of, oh, like you have this, but I've always done it this way. Have you ever, like you're a good match. You understand what I'm saying, Virgo? So if you are alone or alone and like seeking to be part of a business or a company, some of you may be starting a business on your own. That's possible. You may be doing a lot of like soul searching or information seeking on your own right now. I just feel like something bigger is coming in, and something about meditate on it. Like all the thoughts are within. You are going to find them. Yeah, but something about this following this intuitive path for you, Virgo, of I feel drawn to go here, like going on that nature walk or whatever it is. You're either gonna meet somebody or just a thought is finally going to click for you, and it's like an aha moment, like the bulb goes off, and it's gonna set you off in the right direction, or at least where your heart is driving you at the moment. Being clarified by the Two of Wands, yeah. What I was saying, it's going to illuminate like the aha moment, that path that you're wondering, should I go this way, should I go that way? The answer is going to come to you. Very cool, Virgo. I love that. All right, so your challenge or focus is going to be judgment. All right, so a rebirth. For some of you, this is, it's getting back out there. It's finding the motivation, because maybe you were at a job that potentially you have moved on from or are about to move on from, that it was just soul sucking. It took a lot of your zest and your pep and your energy for life out of you. So this rebirth, Virgo, it has to do with checking in with yourself, with the tools you have, with your skills, with your knowledge, and ultimately, what do you want to do with it? It's funny, there's a big, there's a feeling of like what people call the midlife crisis here. It's like everything you've known for at least a certain amount of time, I think you're choosing to leave it behind, which is badass, by the way, Virgo, because that's risk-taking, and there's a certain element of belief in yourself that something better is coming in. But this energy of like the midlife crisis, no shade, it's forcing you to go back within and really analyze what it is that you want in life. Because for some of you, you've been going down a path that suddenly you realize, oh shit, this isn't what I want. And you're feeling like, this isn't the case, but you're feeling like you have to backtrack all those years that you wasted at this company or in this partnership with this boss, with this, I don't know, like co-collaborator in this project. Maybe you've been working on like a film for 3 years, and you're in the editing process, and somebody like pulls the plug. They're just like, this film, no, like we're pulling the money. We're not going to produce this anymore. It's something like that. And there's a temptation, or not a temptation, there's the potential for you to go like fly off the handlebars and be like, holy shit, there's potential for a tower moment here. But I think most of you, you're choosing to go within in like that meditative state, like, okay, this was a change I didn't necessarily see coming. But, and the thing is, for most of you, I do think you are moving on by your own accord, by your own choice. Anyway, let's go back to this. What I was trying to say though with the judgment, it's this rebirth, it's the start of a new card of Scorpio. It's like learning to play your song again. It's going within to understand what brings you joy and happiness in your career, in your finances. What is it? It's almost like, what is it that you wanted to do when you were a kid, Virgo? Why did that bring you joy? Why did you see that as an avenue? Probably because it made you feel good, right? Because you thought that it was something that you could, it was a way you wanted to contribute to the world, to make a difference. You singing your song, being true to yourself here, it's like you've been given a second lease on life. Oh, wow. For some of you, wow. For some of you, this has to do with recuperating from an illness. That just came through here too. This could be healing. If you, like, maybe you were told like you're terminal. You have, I don't know, like years to live. All of a sudden, for some of you, not all, it's like a new lease on life. Maybe you have this like miracle drug, this curing drug, or it's improved your health significantly enough to go again, a rebirth. You understand what I'm saying? This is all over the place. Some of you were also told that you can have children, and again, you thought you couldn't. Lots of things coming through. Hell yeah, this is awesome. So judgment is being clarified by the 10 of Wands. The release of heavy burdens that, again, you've been carrying around for a long ass time, potentially 10 years. It's like something that was in the making for such a long time. All of a sudden, you get to drop those burdens, negative things that you didn't like, right? You get to drop all these freaking tree limbs that you've been dragging across the desert for years, metaphorically. And then you get to skip off and sing your song with your best friend, with your partner, with your cat, with your coworker, with whatever. It's a rebirth, and a rebirth is always a good card. I like judgment. But I will say the one thing with judgment, it does frequently have to do with realizing things from the past, going back to the past, and I say in a nice way, tying things up in a cute little bow so that you can release them. So it's like you can like put them in a little ship and send them down the river, so like they're not your problem anymore. That's what this is. So for some of you, there's one last step to get you into this like merry skipping along, onto a new path thing. It's closing out of cycles, right? Because judgment comes right before the world. There's a world of potential, a world of new opportunities available to you. You just have to reconcile those last little bits and pieces. But yeah, this whole spread, double magicians, it's like you coming into your power, realizing the potential that's always existed within you, and finally manifesting it in a way where you're seeing the results, but it's because you're putting in the work. And Virgo, you're the workers. You live to serve, but here you're serving yourself in the most badass way possible, right? There's nothing selfish about this. It's coming into your power, realizing that you're the driver, or you're behind the steering wheel of your ship, right? It's up to you where you want to go. That's what this is. So the help available to you, actually, before I jump into that, I do just want to say that because this is coming up as your challenge or focus, it's releasing the past and being ready to transform into new cycles. It's releasing of the burdens that maybe you've carried them around for so long, it's all you know. There's familiarity here, and that's why it's hard to release. So that's why it's going to be a challenge for you. I just wanted to note that. So the help available to you is the 8 of Swords. Literally what I just said there. Because it's so familiar and it's all you've known, carrying these burdens around, you don't realize what a burden it is until you release them and it's not in your life anymore. And that's what this is saying with the 8 of Swords. This is all about mental imprisonment. It's keeping yourself stuck because with swords here, it's what you believe. Logic, thoughts, ideas. I always say it's lies you tell yourself because you don't want to necessarily take a risk. And no shade, Virgo. I don't mean for that to sound condescending or mean in any way. But frequently people say it's the I can't card. I can't because I don't have enough money. I can't because I don't have a car. I can't because I'm not pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. My resume isn't good enough. Whatever it is, it's bullshit. It's keeping yourself stuck and trapped so that you're literally uncomfortable and stuck and can't do anything. That's why your challenge or focus is rebirthing yourself out into the world, releasing burdens, things that don't serve you, but ultimately thoughts that don't serve you. It's breaking free from your mental prison. That's what's going to help you here. So whatever in the past, potentially for years, Virgo, that has been keeping you stuck from venturing off into new jobs, into new avenues where you could make more money or just find more happiness, right? you need to release yourself out into the world. You need to stop believing the old things that you used to believe. It's all about new habits within the mind, what you're telling yourself, being clarified by the King of Wands. All right, cool. So Leo energy. So because it's coming in as your help, two things here. It has to do with channeling your own powerhouse of creativity, of inspiration. But for a lot of you, the help available to you, this might be someone who is going to help free you from these thoughts. So interesting. I don't typically get this with the King of Wands, but in your spread, Virgo, this could be counseling for some of you. Oh, do you know what this is? I think it's art therapy. Again, for those who resonate with this is like an outside perspective, an outside figure. And because he's the King of Wands, creativity, inspiration, passion, desire, potentially travel, or career, right? Wands can be our career, the king of whatever, fill in the blank career. This person, male or female, but predominantly masculine energy, king and wand energy, they have some sort of experience or guidance or again, serve as an inspiration to you that's going to help free you from this mental entrapment, this mental prison. For some of you, it's like watching videos on YouTube about the thing that you want to do. This could be someone in that arena. It's like they're on a completely different plane as you, right? Like they may be in a different state, but you're watching them. Maybe you're tuning into their seminars or whatever. They have a way of inspiring you or motivating you that sets you free from your old habits of thought, your old patterns of behavior. For some of you, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, but if so, there's something about them that either they're older in age or they're more seasoned in their career field, because they're a king, right? They've built a kingdom on whatever their specialty, this elemental suit, is. Listen to that person. And the thing is, I don't necessarily think they're going to tell you what to do. They're just providing you with motivation or passion or inspiring you that allows you to ultimately to think in a new way. Very cool, Virgo. All right, that's what I got for you. Please let me know if that resonated for you. Leave me a comment if you so desire. Please do like, share, subscribe. And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you guys in a week or so to do your July monthly spread. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. Bye, Virgo.